Welcome to More Action, the podcast for entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals. I'm your host, Shelly Bryan, and together we have candid conversations with industry leaders to uncover valuable wisdom and lessons learned. My hope is you use these lessons to intentionally take more action in business and life. I hope you share and enjoy. Back at it today, and this one is going to be a little bit different only because I'm going to give you, of course, a different perspective here on More Action, but I'm going to quote a few different people that I follow along that I will absolutely make sure to tag down below in the notes so that you can get connected with them as well if it makes sense. I think that's super important that we always look to see, does this person make sense to bring into kind of my world and me to consume their information? Welcome back. This is Shelly. I'm your host here on the show. And I just got to say, thank you so much. All of the sharing that's been happening on social media has been incredibly powerful. So if you have ever taken a moment, shared it either publicly on your social media or personally, I just got to tell you, it means the absolute world to me because that's how this show gets out there to help everybody. So this one, it's just hit me. I feel like these are all very timely that have been coming out recently. And I have the next couple ones that are scheduled out are going to be so good. So make sure you subscribe either YouTube or on your podcast platform that you are staying with it. But this episode stems from an email newsletter that I get. And it's funny because I'm not on Twitter, but Sean Puri, who I have talked about before, he hosts a podcast with Sam Parr. It's called My First Million. They are more tech guys, which I am not a part of, but I actually appreciate it because they dive into businesses, they talk to business owners, and they look at things differently. And that's what we're all about here. But Sean has a newsletter that I signed up for. It's called 5 Tweet Tuesday. Highly recommend it. I'm not on Twitter. I mean, yes, I have an account, but what I will say is that it's just very, it's nice that he compiles it and it's fun and it's relevant and it's just a quick thing that I love getting every Tuesday. And so this Tuesday's 5 Tweet Tuesday, he actually, what he'll do is he'll quote the Twitter and then he'll say a few words about it. And he actually quoted James Clear. And if you're not familiar with James Clear, I feel like I'm name dropping, I know these people. I just have read James Clear book. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Atomic Habits. He also has an incredible newsletter as well. So just like I've talked about before, guard your heart, which means guarding your eyes and your ears, making sure that you are only taking in things that are relevant to you. Habits, efficiency, understanding your mindset is a big one. And James Clear's book has, I think I read it, a long time ago, but I still use a lot of it today and follow along with him. So again, this is Sean Puri's email called 5 Tweet Tuesday, but it's from a tweet that James Clear had shared out, and he is the author of Atomic Habits. All right, now that we're all clear on that, I am going to read here what it says because I think it's really powerful. And as you are out there building your business, as you are going to new heights in your career, as you are becoming the new version of yourself, a better leader for your family, for your team, for your organization, mindset is the first thing that it always comes down to. And so what James shares here, and this is ultimately a clip from one of his newsletters, is he says, when you drink water from a cup, it becomes a part of you. When water falls on you like rain, it evaporates in a few minutes later. Similarly, thoughts can be consumed or dismissed. Is this thought nourishing? Is this the feeling something you should drink? Or is it like getting caught in the rain? You always feel the rain, but you don't have to drink the rain. You can let the thoughts pass in a few moments and the sun will return. You don't have to claim everything you feel. You guys, that's so powerful. It is so powerful. I love this because no matter where you are in life, and here on the show, more action, right? We're high achievers. We are taking more action. We are doing things to reach our goals. That we have lots of feelings. And if you're running a business, it's like every day you've seen all the memes out there with like the kids that have like a million faces in like 15 seconds. And it's like, that's the feeling of an entrepreneur in a day. Same thing as a leader, same thing as a parent. So Sean goes on to say, because like I said, he shares the little tweet, but then he goes on to share something. And he says, Tim Ferriss told me, and if you guys, right, Tim Ferriss, 4 Hour Work Week, he, incredible mind, incredible investor. Tim Ferriss, he goes, Tim Ferriss told me a great line on this subject. He has interviewed hundreds of top performers and thinkers and said one line that has stuck with him. And it came from BJ Miller, who was a guy who worked in hospice care and has been with thousands of people as they died. The line was, don't believe everything you think. Just because a thought pops into your head doesn't make it true or useful. Interrogate your thoughts. Find the ones that serve you and ditch the rest. I love how essentially James Clear gives it in such an eloquent way. But then Tim Ferriss shares something that he learned from someone else. He also has a podcast as well. I swear, like I'm not name dropping, but I am on this episode, evidently. But I love just don't believe everything you think. Let that sit for a second. How many times have you gone through your day where a thought pops in and you go from feeling like empowered and excited and ready for the next thing to come, and then all of a sudden this thought comes in your mind and now your entire feelings have changed. Your entire outlook, your energy, your focus has completely changed. Now, this hit me really hard because last week, Chris and I had a great discussion after church. And again, if you haven't tuned in, I hope that you do, that we're connected on social media. I'm on LinkedIn as well as Instagram, and you can watch me here on YouTube as well. Connect with me there somewhere because I'd love to be connected with you. But Chris is my husband. That's why I shared all that. You'll see him on social media. But Chris and I had a great discussion after church. We could have not been more different in how we received the message, right? We sat there, we listened, we both heard the same thing, but we received it entirely different. And I think that's a good thing. We're not all supposed to, right? That's also a good leader delivering a message, whether it's in church or in your organization, is that it should hit people a little bit different. And how I felt from the message and how I received it was based upon, right, some thoughts that I had, maybe some experiences that I had, some back information, things that I knew. I received it differently versus Chris, very different. His experiences are different than mine. Although we've been together 24 years, like he still has different experiences. He has different things, and his thoughts let him receive the message very different from me. And after we had a discussion, it was incredibly interesting to just hear the back thoughts that we both had and beliefs that we had. And not necessarily religious beliefs, but just beliefs in life or different things that are going on. And that once we heard each other's perspective, you could receive the message in a different way. It had an entirely different feeling. And when I read this coming out the following Tuesday, see how this is all coming together, is it all just tied together so nicely, because it got me thinking about how often do we let the thoughts which do not serve us dictate how we feel. Thoughts as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, thoughts as a leader in your organization, thoughts as parents, thoughts in competition or sports. Y'all know I ride horses competitively with my daughter. My son does competitive men's gymnastics, like competition, your thoughts in competition, which can often be in competition if you're in an organization. I did sales and marketing for years. That it definitely is a competitive market in organizations as well. But it really got me thinking about, how often do we let our thoughts, which do not serve us, dictate how we feel? Now, as humans, we know it is natural to go to the thoughts that do not serve us, right? Kind of that more negative connotation, because those are easy. Those are easy to find out, right? You're getting ready to try to go for a promotion or launch a new product or launch a new service. And you're like, okay, or maybe scale your business. And you're like, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. You go to these feelings of defeat, right? Those are easy to find out. You know that those thoughts don't serve you. It's recognizing them that you don't need to do it. But here on the show, I'm going to give you a little bit different perspective. And I wanted to provide you with thoughts on how to find the thoughts that do serve you, right? You know what doesn't serve you. Let's talk about the thoughts that do serve you and how you can make more of those. Now, I'm going to give you 3 ways to find the thoughts that do serve you. So I hope you've been sticking around. This is a quick to the point one because I know that time is valuable for everybody. But the first one is visualization through proof from your past. I talk about this a lot. All of you are more successful, more powerful, more engaged, smarter than you think. And your past experiences, professionally and personally, are proof of what you can do in the future. So, visualization from proof from your past. For example, in your business, you are scaling. I'm going to give you personal because we are scaling right now in our construction company. Again, if we're connected on social media, you'll see all the cool things that we're doing. We do commercial construction, but we are growing fast. We are hitting new milestones and numbers that we've never been in before. We are evolving into a new company through our leadership that we've never been here before. We've been working on this for 20 plus years, but it's happening. And let me tell you, those thoughts of fear and doubt because we're in a new area that we've never been, oh, hell yeah, they're real. Absolutely, they're real. Of course, I know those thoughts don't serve me. Of course, I know you do too. But that newness, that uncertainty feeling that doesn't serve me, let me go find proof from my past that will show me that I've been here before. Of course, it's not apples to apples, but it's very close in the sense that, have I done something new before? Did I have these feelings before? What was the outcome? How did I feel the more reps I got in that I went from being new or unknown to being like, oh yeah, I've been here before. Oh yeah, I can take this. And to James Clear analogy, right? Those thoughts that we don't have, that's the rain. That just needs to fall off you and dry off. But the water that you're drinking, whatever kind of water it is, there's so many choices now. But that water that you're taking in, that's nourishing your growth, that's supporting you when you're doing these new things. Find that proof from your past and use that to develop the thoughts and visualize what it will feel like as you continue on. So that was number 1. Okay, number 2, clarify the message. I love it that when thoughts come in, we're like, immediately we could believe it. We could be like, oh yeah, it's true. I can't do that. And I love how he said, interrogate your thoughts. Clarify. Is that how I mean to feel right now? Maybe you received a message from someone else, right? I shared how we received a message in church, but let me tell you, I've been in sales for over 2 decades. And clarifying is the one thing that I believe has led to my success outside of consistency, is clarifying. When you deliver a message or when you receive a message, clarifying that when you're receiving it, hey, this is how I'm taking it. Is that how you mean to deliver it? Am I taking it in the same way that you are meaning to deliver it? Clarify it. Oftentimes, if it made you not feel great, you received it based upon some previous connotations that you had. You clarify with that person, and that person could be yourself. That's not how, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you asked. No, that is not how I meant for you to receive it. Let me try again. Let me share it again. How do you feel now? What is it that you feel now? Same thing to yourself. Wow, I just read this article. And this article, right? Politics is going through the roof right now. I don't know about you guys. I'm getting a million text messages a day, but is that like, am I letting these thoughts of what's coming with politics and all the things, how is that serving me? I need to let it go. What about this is serving me? Nothing. Okay, I'm going to bring it back to what I can control. I clarified what I need to hear right now, and either I can go find it, I can reframe it, and then I'm able to have the thoughts that will serve me and that will nourish me. All right, the last one is setting intentions for your day. That could be a meeting, that could be in the morning, that could be before a phone call. It could be once a week, but setting in your intentions. This is something that I've actually incorporated. I incorporated this several years ago. I forget where I hear it. I wish I could give them credit. But setting intentions before a meeting, like when I would walk into a meeting, whether it was with a prospective client or someone new I was meeting, even walking into a huge networking event, right? Could we have some thoughts or some feelings around that do not serve us? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to this. I don't want to go to this. This is so hard. I don't know anybody there, all of that. I set an intention. You know what? I'm walking into a room right now. I've been walking into some brand new rooms lately, highly, highly uncomfortable, even though I am more outgoing, it's still uncomfortable. And I'm like, what's my intention? My intention is I'll usually say, I want to meet one person today that will provide new perspective for our business or our family. And that's it. So if I do that, it's a win. And I walk out feeling great. The time was invested well. I met someone new. How can I serve them? Setting the intention. You're walking into a meeting. Maybe it's a sales call. Maybe it's hiring somebody. This is my intention. I want to be able to clarify really quick whether this is going to be a good fit or not, so that we are not wasting their time or mine. That is setting an intention. And this is something I actually incorporated with my kids. On Monday mornings, when they're so excited as we're driving to school, I ask them, I go, I want you guys to both set your intentions for the week. What does it look like? Because each week is different. School, sports, friends, different things are going on. This is just a skill I'm teaching them on how to do it, that they can then do it once a week, but it gets them thinking. And here's the best part. They aren't able to give the same answer each week. So they really have to give some thought to it, which I love. So setting intentions for your day or meeting is something that has truly created the thoughts that will serve me in that moment, whatever I am going to do. So the 3 ways, again, really quick, is to visualize through proof from your past. How do you want to feel? Those thoughts, when you're having feel of doubt, go to how you want to feel and find that proof from your past. Visualize what it's going to feel like. Number 2 was clarifying the message. Clarifying the message with yourself. Wow, did they mean to deliver it that way? Because this is how I'm taking it. What from my past is maybe, selecting how I'm taking this right now. Or if you can actually physically clarify with somebody, hey, is this what you said? Or is this how you meant for me to take it? Because this is how I'm taking it. I love that. And number 3 is setting those intentions for your day, for your meeting. Maybe it's setting an intention for your date night, whatever it is, set those intentions. Now, as I close out here, I just want to read one last little piece again. This came from Sean. I'm going to put the links in there for his newsletter because I think it's a fun one. But again, only sign up for it if it makes sense for you. I'm not paid in this. I'm just paying it forward because I find these to be good. As well as James Clear, you can find him as well, connect with him. But this came from Sean. And he said, just because a thought pops in your head doesn't make it true or useful. Interrogate your thoughts, find the ones that serve you, and ditch the rest. All right, folks, go take more action out there, and don't forget to come back next week.